Good morning and happy Monday. Welcome back to Ravenclaw Reads. I'm Courtney and this is the start of another weekly reading vlog. It's a beautiful Monday. It's sunny, which we haven't seen in a while, but it's very, very windy. And so Minnesota is kind of in fall right now. So hoping to get to spring at some point. I'm excited. Today's the first day of May, and I am so deep into this middle grade May. I'm excited for the month. March and April weren't amazing months for me. I just wrapped up April with 14 books read, and I struggled to get those done. So although it feels like a lot, it was a struggle to get them done. Same with March. I just wasn't finding a lot of great books. And for me, part of reading is knowing you have something to go to afterwards and excited about moving through several books. And that just hasn't happened the past couple of months. And so leaning into May, I was super excited to do middle grade May. And then also just all of these books on my list of books that I need to be getting through. So I'm going to be filming a TBR video today. And I generally do what I want to read, but a lot of these are books that I just have to get through because they're starting to pile up of the books that I've been wanting to read for months and months and months. And so yeah, I'm excited about that. I am, like I said, excited about middle grade May. I already kind of jump started, and this might be an unpopular take, but I read 2 middle grade books yesterday, and I am counting them for May because I started them later in the day. And I'd already done all of my April tracking, posted it on my socials about how many books I read in April, and that's just what I'm doing. So comment down below or don't, it doesn't matter. I am putting them into May, and so I'm really excited. So the one book I read yesterday was the Babysitters Club book, Christy in Charge. I thought it was really good. I think I gave it a 4-star. It moved pretty quickly. Christy was Christy. We all know how she acts. She's very opinionated, strong-willed, and she had to kind of step back in this one, learn a lesson about taking advice from other people, which was good. But to me, there was a lot of buildup for a very small resolution, like a paragraph of the resolution, and I was waiting for more. It went by so fast that I went after the end of the book and went back to make sure I didn't miss anything, because those do whip by fast and they're easy to get through. It's very easy to skim over something. And I didn't miss anything. The resolution to the problem was so fast. I still give it 4 stars. Then I was like, okay, I'm so excited to start middle grade May. I know the first book that I'm going to read is going to be a Goosebumps book. This is Goosebumps Ghost Speech. This came out in 1994, which is awesome. I loved these books as a kid. I would devour them in a day. I just distinctly remember they used to sell them at the store or at Walmart, and if my parents were going, I would ask for one. Anyone, didn't matter. I wasn't in any type of order. I just wanted to read these books. And so I started it last night, and lo and behold, I finished it. It was 116 pages, and then in the back it had all of these Q&A things and a preview to the next couple books. I did not read that part. I just read the content of the book and finished it. And so I was like, okay, we are in it to win it. So really loved that. So let me tell you what I'm going to start reading today. And I did swing by the library this morning. I had 2 books on hold. I kind of want to give you my plan for the week. All right, so I'm going to start reading Magnolia Parks. I'm excited to get into this one as well. I think it'll move pretty quickly. The wording's not too small, the lettering's not too small, and I think the storyline's gonna be good. I also have this on digital, which always helps. I've talked about this before, but whenever possible, if I can have the physical and the digital, I love that because I can easily pick up the book at night before bed. I don't have to necessarily juggle more than one book. I can just stay focused in one. So this is what I'm starting today. So 2 middle grades down, and now I guess this is YA, or I don't know if it's YA or if it is adult contemporary. I will find out and get back to you, but I'm gonna start this one. Then I stopped at the library today to pick up 2 books. Both of these I have digital copies of. So The Dinner List, by Rebecca Searle. I talked about this in my last vlog. If you haven't checked that out, I will link it in the cards. But I've been wanting to read this. It is on Kindle Unlimited, but I haven't been able to like dig my feet in on Kindle Unlimited with it, so I wanted to have it in my hands. And for whatever reason, Rebecca Searle's books, I do better when I'm reading them in hand. And so I want to start this soon. And then I picked up The Reunion by Megan Quinn. Now, Megan Quinn has this book on Kindle Unlimited as well as Vacation Wars on Kindle Unlimited. And it's free on Audible when you download the Kindle Unlimited. So this is the book that I'm going to listen to while I'm working. And I'm excited to just dig into some audiobooks. So that's kind of what I'm thinking for this week is like audiobook, Magnolia Parks, and if I finish both of those, another middle grade. So I'm going to try to cycle through quite a bit. Like I said, I'm filming my TBR today, but I have so many books that I want to read. It's just not even funny. Like I have to get moving. So really excited that I knocked out 2 of those middle grade books. We're on to the 3rd book of the month, and it's just the first. And again, yes, I read them at the end of last night, but I'm counting them for the first. So I am excited to get into those. That is it for Monday. Then I'm going to hop on the Monday night sprints tonight because I do need to get a jump start on Magnolia Parks. And when I end my work day, I usually don't read during my lunch break because I'm usually working and eating, and it's not the best, but that's kind of what I do. And so, and I've had a lot of in-person things the past couple weeks. So I have a lot that I need to get done for work. So when I get done with work at 3:30, I'm usually off to pick up my youngest from school. Then it's like homework, dinner. So 6 p.m. will probably be the first time I can really dig into Magnolia Parks. And so I want to jump into the sprints and get a head start on that. So that is my plan for Monday. If I hop back on, I'll let you know how far I get in Magnolia Parks. Otherwise, I will see you in the clip for tomorrow. Good morning and happy Tuesday. It is a sunny day here in Minnesota. I'm in a good mood, had some coffee this morning, and I woke up with a song in my head, like an old school song. I listened to it after I dropped Reagan off and just put me in the best mood, so I am here for it. Just to update for my reading from yesterday. So I was able to hop on sprints. I love how I predicted my day yesterday where I was like, I know I'm not gonna be able to read really until the sprints, and that is exactly what happened. So glad that I jumped on the sprints at 6. Okay, so before I get to Magnolia Parks, I started listening to The Reunion by Megan Quinn on audio, and it's pretty good. Audio I really like, and it takes me longer to like get into the characters and all that's happening. So here's what it is. There are 2 sets of siblings in a small town. There's Ford, Larkin, Palmer, and one other guy. Anyway, they all kind of intertwine with each other in this small town. Some have dated in the past, some have crushes on each other. Some work with each other in a capacity, and so we are kind of going back and forth through their different perspectives as they interact with each other, all around a 50th wedding anniversary for Ford and Palmer's parents. That's where I'm at. I think I'm on chapter like 16 or 17. It's kind of a chunky book. I'm enjoying it. Like I said, when I'm reading through audio, it takes me a little bit longer to like put the pieces together, especially we have so many different perspectives. I do appreciate that we have a male and female narrator. However, they don't switch back and forth throughout like a casted audiobook. It's in the chapter that's led by a female. The female reads and she does the male voice, so it's fine. I probably should slow it down. I think I'm listening to it at 2.0 speed right now. If I put it to 1.5, I might have the names a little bit better, but who's gonna do that? I'm not. Okay, next. All right, I got into Magnolia Parks, and I am on page 133, chapter 16, and this one is pretty good. It's reminding me a lot of Addicted, if you read Addicted, where you have Magnolia, and you have Beej, who have a torrid enemies to lovers sort of thing going on. They've been friends for most of their childhood. They're in upper elite London society, and he's a playboy. he's not committed, but they both love each other, but they want to admit they love each other. They can't date other people, but they don't want to date each other. So it's like this back and forth of like talking about how they've gotten to this point in their friendship slash relationship. And so I've heard people say like the relationship's very toxic, and it's like, yeah, you wouldn't want to be in this back and forth. I wouldn't consider it very toxic. I'd give it, well, like a 6, 7 out of 10 toxic. Yeah, because who wants to go back and forth with somebody? But they're young-ish. They are in this high society. They love each other in multifaceted ways, not just as a couple, but as friends and best friends, and in a non-weird way, like brother-sisterly, like sort of protectiveness. And so I see that part and beauty in the relationship and the jealousy that comes along with that as they navigate how to include other people in their lives. So definitely gonna finish it, definitely like it. Right now it's giving like a 4-star for me, but I'm only like a third in, so I will be doing another chunk of reading of this tonight. And I didn't catch the sprints on Friday last week. There was one especially on Friday, which I don't usually do Fridays. We have our own shows we watch, so I will probably jump into that to read this. I love having the timed out reading. But that's what I read yesterday, hoping to jump into more again today, like I said. Other than that, that's it for now. Hopefully I will come back. I have a book package coming today, so hope to open that with you guys in just a little bit. All right, bye guys. Good morning and happy Wednesday. I am checking in this morning. I'm a little bit tired today. I don't know what's going on, but let me update you on my reading. So first of all, I finished Magnolia Parks yesterday. Ended up reading the last little bit digitally. I was really hunkered down to read this because I was already tired of it. I gave it 3 stars. And it started for me at like a 4-star. So basically the premise is that Magnolia and Beej are longtime friends who dated at some point, but he cheated on her, which kind of destroyed their ability to be boyfriend girlfriend again, but they're still very much involved, very possessive of each other, and intentionally hurt each other and weaponize the love they have for each other towards each other. Throughout the story, Beej is known as like a playboy. He dates all kinds of girls in front of Magnolia, and Magnolia forgives him every time. Magnolia starts fake dating this famous actor, Tom England. They're fake dating because Tom loves somebody and she loves somebody. And so they just try to be each other's foxhole, they call it. Anyway, ultimately, Magnolia and Tom do kind of have feelings for each other, but Magnolia is so messed up about her and Beej's relationship. So she has not a great household. Like, her mom is there, but MIA. Her nanny has taken care of her forever, and her dad is a record producer who is not very present. But but the nanny has been like the strongest person in Magnolia's life. Parental figure, mom figure, confidant, whatever. So we find out through the course of the story that the nanny, after Beej cheated on Magnolia, was basically like, don't give him another shot. And she always side-eyed him and was like really hard on him. And so Magnolia trusted the nanny and was like, yep, I'm not going to. And so that's kind of where this is all fueled. Also, she doesn't know who he cheated with, which was a point of contention for her. And so I don't think anybody on my channel is reading this book because we might be too old for this. So spoiler, you can skip forward. Spoiler, Magnolia's dad, I guess, was having an affair with the nanny for like 6 years, and Magnolia catches them, and her world kind of spirals because everything that she's known is no longer the truth. She does try to have a relationship with Tom, which doesn't work out. She finds out that the person that be cheated on with her was her best friend. So like everything's crumbling for Magnolia. But I ended up giving it 3 stars because it was just like too much back and forth. And people have said this book is toxic. And when I think of toxic, I honestly think of like abuse or verbal, physical, emotional, and this is toxic in the emotional sense. And it was just too much back and forth. Like, it was just like enough already. Like, why are we doing this? Why is everybody watching us do this? Why is it all so messy? It just didn't make any sense. So 3 stars. No, I'm not going back to the second book or anything else in this world. I'm done with it. I'm too old for this book. It is, I guess, like Gossip Girl. Like I said, I didn't watch all of Gossip Girl, but I'm over it. So done with that. Now, to what grown folks are reading. I'm still listening to the reunion. I have about an hour left in this book. Now, yesterday when I talked about it, I was kind of sketch about who was who in that book, but now I have it figured out. So basically we're following Bo and, oh gosh, what is her name? Bo and Larkin, our brother and sister. And then we're following Palmer, Ford, and what is his name? Connor, Colton, something with a C. Oh my gosh, hold on. His name is Cooper. The second I set it down to like look for it through the audiobook, the name comes to me. So Cooper, Palmer, and Ford, it's their parents that are having the 50th anniversary. However, they're having a horrible time getting something together because they all have really big issues with each other. And they have been struggling just to be siblings. And so they're trying to figure that out. Aside from that, they all have relationship things going on. So Cooper had a fling with the baker, Nora, and Nora is making the cake for this anniversary. And so Cooper had been re-engaging with Nora for that purpose. Palmer had a thing for Bo, and he's the town doctor, and they have gotten close. They kind of were in a dating situation, and then Ford and Larkin work together. Larkin is Ford's assistant, and Ford hired Larkin because of her history in the town, and like they all knew each other, and he wanted to support her. She had no experience, but she's been a great assistant. Okay, so those are the couples. So we're following as they are re-engaging in these couples, getting to know each other. And now I have about an hour left in the audiobook and everything's kind of crumbling. So nobody knew that each other were dating. It all came out. They had like a triple date. Cooper and Nora got into a fight. Palmer was being horrible and bratty. Bo didn't like that side of her, so he doesn't want to see her anymore because he feels like she should be supporting her family. And Larkin was upset with Palmer at this dinner situation, the way that she was talking to people. And Bo went to go support Larkin, his sister, versus Palmer, so Palmer got upset. It's a lot. It's a lot of characters, but it is a good story. Like I said, I've read Megan Quinn before, and it's been good. But this is a really good story. I have another Megan Quinn that's also an audio called Vacation Wars. I'm not ready for that yet. But this is a really good story. So I'll finish that today as well. And then I have to pick my next book. I'm picking a middle grade. And I think I'm going to pick The Strangers. Now, Reagan said she read this in class. And she said it's not that good. But the back sounds really good. And so I want to read it. Yes. Okay. Then last thing. I did get my book mail yesterday, but I got like at 5 o'clock, and I was like, okay, I'm not getting back online. Like, anyway, I got Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I've been waiting for this book since Every Summer After. It looks so good. I liked her writing. It's pretty small, but I'm not going to read it yet because I know I'm going to fly through it, and I don't want to waste it. So I'm going to hold on to this for a little bit longer. It says, Fern Brookbanks has wasted far too much of her adult life thinking about Will Baxter. She spent just 24 hours in her early 20s with the aggravatingly attractive and idealistic artist, a chance encounter that spiraled into a day-long adventure in the city. The timing was wrong, but their connection was undeniable. They shared every secret, every dream, and made a pact to meet again 1 year later. Fern showed up. Will didn't. At 32, Fern's life doesn't look at all how she once imagined it. Instead of living in the city, Fern's back home running her mother's lakeside resort, something she vowed she'd never do. The place is in disarray. Her ex-boyfriend is the manager and Fern doesn't know where to begin. She needs a plan, a lifeline. To her surprise, it comes in the form of Will, who arrives 9 years late, suitcase in tow and an offer to help on his lips. Will may be the only person who understands what Fern's going through. But how can she possibly trust this expensive suit-wearing Mirage who seems nothing like the man she met all those years ago? Will is hiding something, and Fern's not sure she wants to know what it is. But 10 years ago, Will Baxter rescued Fern. Can she do the same for him now? It sounds so good. I can't wait. But like I said, I'm saving this. I'm not going to read it yet. It's going to come, but not yet. So that's the update for Tuesday. No, that's the update for Wednesday. Good morning and happy Thursday. Look at my shoulders out. It is going to be 75 today. I'm going to wear a cardigan for work, but yeah, it's going to be nice today. I might open a window or something. Who knows? Anyway, just jumping on to catch you up on my reading yesterday. And guys, this book, loving it. This is called The Strangers. It's by Margaret Peterson Haddix. It's for middle grade May, so it is a middle grade book. So this book came up, I believe I was watching maybe Storm Reads, and she was talking about middle grade recommendations. She actually reads a lot of middle grade, and so I feel like she'd be a great person to find out about what books would be good for this sort of monthly topic. And when I decided I was going to read it, I bought it at Barnes, and Reagan said that she had read it with her teacher, and she's like, it's not a good book, you're not going to like it. It's got too many chapters, and I was like, well, I'm going to try it because the back sounds great. It says, well, I'm not going to read the back, but it is like a thriller. It's giving Hawthorne Legacy sort of vibes. But basically, there's 3 kids, Chess, Emma, and Finn, and they live with their mom. Their dad has died, and one day they're watching the news, and their mom's kind of shaken up by it because it says 3 kids were kidnapped, Chase, Finn, and Rochester, which is Chess's real name. And the kids kind of think it's a coincidence, they don't pay any attention to it. But then the mom starts acting strange. She decides she has to go on a trip to Chicago for work. She doesn't know how long it's going to be. And she leaves them with somebody that they don't really know, Mrs. Morales, who is a former PTO mom at their school. Mrs. Morales has a daughter, Natalie, who's a little bit aloof. And it doesn't seem like she wants Chess, Finn, and Emma around. But when they kind of tell her what's going on, she gets more invested. There's a text message that is received that doesn't really sound like their mom, but then they go to their home to pick up their suitcases and feed the cat, and they're kind of snooping around in the mom's room a little bit and find that her cell phone is actually at the house. So how could mom be texting if the cell phone's at the house? And so they start kind of looking into that, and they find that she has set up a series of text messages to be sent at specific times within the next week, with the last one being, I'm going to be gone for a long time, I'm not coming back sort of text message. So in that last text message, it says there's a letter that I'm mailing to you and you'll get it and it'll explain everything. Well, that's like a week out that message is supposed to come. So they decide they want to investigate the letter and try to find it. So they go on her computer, they find a letter, but it's all in code. And so they find, they start trying to piece together what this letter is saying. They go to the mom's like office, call it the boring room, and start trying to like climb on the shelves and find out what's going on. And the room kind of flips and rotates, and they're somehow in this alternate universe. And that's kind of where I am. So Reagan's dying to tell me everything. I'm like, don't tell me. But what I'm piecing together is there's an alternate dimension going on. And so I'm really into this. There's 400 pages in this book. I got to 218 last night. That's how good it was. It was a library day though, so I didn't bring my computer. I literally read the entire 2 hours that I was there and read when I got home. And really excited about this month in general because, you know, these are books that I'm excited about and ready to like dive in. And so my momentum for reading is great. I haven't been touching my phone at night, no TikTok. So I'm going to finish this today and I'm so excited. Anyway, that's Thursday's update. I will pop back on later. Also, I did finish the reunion yesterday on audio, so that's 4 books down this month. I'm feeling excited about that. And I ended up giving the reunion 3 stars. I felt like, and this is always subjective when it's on an audiobook, so I want to name that. But I felt like there was way too much going on. There's too many characters and too many stories to have to wrap up. They did wrap them up, but I feel like the build up to the wrap up ended up being so long, and then the wrap ups were so short because, like, you know, you can't do 500 pages in a book about that kind of topic. So I gave it a 3-star. I thought it was decent. It got kind of predictable at the end, and it started dragging for me at the end because I was like, why are we still talking about these people? So I don't know. That's the end of that one. But I have another book of hers, like I said, Vacation Wars, that will be on audio that I'm happy to listen to later on this month as well. Hey guys, happy Friday. It is later in the afternoon. You can see I've had a whole day. It is kind of weird weather today. It's like rainy, cloudy, sunny, warm. I'm in a tank top in the house and I feel just fine. But I wanted to hop on real quick to let you know I finished The Strangers yesterday. So this was another middle grade May read and I really enjoyed it. This is the book that Reagan read, I guess, with her class, and she did not care for it too much, and she was telling me the whole time that you're not gonna like it. I ended up giving this 4 stars. It was gonna be a 5-star for me, but this story is like a mystery. I kind of talked about it in the last clip, so I don't want to keep rehashing it. But the last half of the book, which I read yesterday, was not as good as the first half of the book. And so I was ready to give it a 5-star. Like, I was intrigued, but it did not end well. We had some random characters just start getting really far-fetched, and it left on a complete cliffhanger, like 0 resolution. So you have to read the second book, and I have 0 desire to read the second book. I'll probably find a summary of the second book just to find out like what happens, but I didn't care enough to like go run and pick up the second book. But I'm glad that I read it. It was kind of cute. Actually, now that I say it, I might read the second book. Last night I felt like, no, I'm done with it, but I could read the second book and be okay with it. 4 stars is a really good rating for middle grade. And I thought it was cute. It's definitely giving codes, clues, sort of like puzzling and putting things together. So if that's your style, you might like that. I was like trying to figure out what I would read next. I decided to go with The Dinner List. This is by Rebecca Searle. I've been talking about this for a while, and this is a copy from the library, but I also have it digitally. I went to the bookstore yesterday with Kennedy, my oldest, and I had like books in my hand. I was like, no, like I don't want to keep getting books. I want to use my e-readers more. And I asked for another e-reader for Mother's Day, so we shall see. But I just don't want to keep carrying the books around. Like, it's great, I get it. I'm not trying to like collect books. I have other things that I collect. I don't need to also collect books. And so I'm trying to be really good about either borrowing books or e-reading books. So anyway, I borrowed this book, but I also have it on Kindle because it's on Kindle Unlimited. And so this is the big kid book that I'm going to read next. I'm excited to read this because I like Rebecca Searle's writing. But I am super into this whole middle grade reading. And so the next book, I think it's like We Are Here, and Reagan picked that one out for me, so I'm going to be reading that. Anyway, that is the update for Friday. Then I'm going to end the vlog here. It's been a really good week of reading. I feel like I'm deep in and invested in middle grade May and excited to continue that journey. So please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this channel. Comment down below what you read. Are you participating in middle grade May? What do you think about it? And I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.